Hi, I'm Lauren, this year's head girl at York House School, and I'm pleased to be here with Dr. Bonnie Henry, our Provincial Health Officer.
Hello, I'm pleased to be here with you too.
Dr. Henry, thank you so much for your time today. On behalf of the York House community, we appreciate your diligent work and we are truly inspired by your fearless leadership against COVID-19. Thank you for keeping us safe.
Well, I think, everybody's doing their bit. And that's what's been so amazing here in BC, that people are taking it to heart and doing the right thing.
Given your extensive experience in healthcare, as you mentioned, what would you say is your most memorable experience working around the world as an epidemiologist?
Wow, that's a really good question. There's so many. You know what? I think the thing that I have taken from many of the things that I've done, whether it's here in Canada, whether it's working in Pakistan, whether working with things like the Ebola outbreak in Uganda, it all comes down to people and being able to provide people with what they need to get through a crisis. And so much of what we are dealing with, and certainly right now, is a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fear. And I really learned how important it is to be able to talk to people and to be able to tell people what they need to know and help them get over those anxieties and those fears. And that's why, the approach that we've taken here in BC to COVID-19, that it's all about kindness. It's about the kin part of kindness, where we're all in this together. And that's the one big thing that I've taken from all the work that I've done.
And as a York House student, we are encouraged to strive for excellence as well as be driven by passion. From your experience as a prominent female leader, how can women and girls find their voice and truly leverage their passion?
So often, and still today, we sometimes undercount girls, and we feel a lot of pressure to look a certain way and act a certain way. And sometimes we're reluctant to speak up and take up our space. and it's challenging to find that confidence. But I think we have to have faith that we actually do know what we're talking about, that it is okay, and that we can take up the space. And even for people like me, who I'm very much an introvert, and it's not my nature to, to speak up, but it is really important, and we have to support each other in doing that. And I think we need to have those opportunities where we support other girls and women to speak up and to have their space as well. But don't be afraid to take up your space. The other part that I've found is, and I talk about kindness a lot, and I talk about compassion and about understanding people's suffering. And people say that, oh, that's a female leadership quality, but I don't think so. I think it is a successful leadership quality. And you can be kind and you can be compassionate. You can still be strong and you can still be fierce. And I think that's what we need to aim for.
And as we return to school this fall, classrooms will surely look very different. What would you say to a parent who is fearful in sending their child back to school?
It is such an important thing for young people to have the structure, both to be with peers, with others, to obtain an education, but also for many kids, we know that it's a safe place for them. It's a place where they may get food and they may get social connections or medical connections as well that are incredibly important. So we, all of us in BC, need to make it a priority to have a happy, fruitful, safe school year for everybody. We owe that to you guys.
And on the topic of schools and students and the younger generations, many young people in BC may not understand the severity of this disease or how important their contribution is. Much of the recent increase in infection rates is attributed to the younger generations in British Columbia. What should young people do to help you and British Columbia reduce the spread of the virus?
And it's a source of joy as well to be around people. But we need to do it right now, we need to do it in a safe way, which means we need to keep our groups small, make sure that we're not going out with a whole bunch of people. Don't go to those parties where somebody is saying, oh, it'll be okay, because we do know that people can take it home and spread it to those we love and those we are closest to. So right now, I think everybody needs to do what we have been doing, which is making sure we're washing our hands regularly, making sure we're keeping our groups small when we're in school, keeping with our class, making sure we're keeping our distances, and then, foregoing some of those social things that we might really like to do, just to make sure that we can all get through this together. And I've been working on pandemic preparedness for over 30 years at the WHO, across Canada. You know, I've been chairing a committee that wrote our pandemic plan here in Canada, but I never actually thought it would come to what we have seen around the world this time. And I think we are learning a whole lot about the downside impacts of things like closing schools, like closing businesses, and that we need to make sure that for the well-being of our communities, we never go back to that again.
Thank you, Dr. Henry. As we conclude this interview, is there anything you would like to say to the York community or young British Columbians?
You know, I would absolutely say thank you. Thank you for doing what you have been doing. Have a wonderful school year. Do all the things that you need to do. And remember that we will make it through this. This is not forever. It is for a much longer time than we maybe thought of originally, but we will get through this, and we're going to get through this together by being kind, by being calm, and being safe.
Thank you. Thank you.